Hello and welcome. Hi, Joshua. How are you? Yep, you're first. Well, there's Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. And June. Oh my gosh, look at here. June, it's been a while. Are you doing okay? Well, I'm so happy to see all of you. Purple Gang, hello and welcome. And can everyone hear me okay? Oh, he did have more complications. I'm sorry to hear that, June. I know he was having a rough way. And I'm so glad you stopped in. And we will keep him in our prayers. Oh boy, it just keeps on coming for him, don't it? And there's Irish Whiskey Paranormal. Hello and welcome. Hi, Deidre. And there is my green wizard. Hello and welcome, Mr. Wizard. Barry Ward, welcome. Um, let's see. I'm gonna be asking the Mr. Wizard up in just a little bit. And we will have the wizard up on panel. And maybe he can answer some questions that we might have for him. And the way this weather's been, I think we all have questions. It's raining again here in Kentucky. So how about where you are? I hope you had a much better day than me. I had a good day, but the weather's not cooperating. And there's Anthony. Hello and welcome, Anthony. And he says hello to me and hello to you all. Yeah, Kentucky's great, but I don't know what's going on with all this rain every day, but I'm sure it'll stop soon. And the only reason I care about the rain is uh, I don't have all my plants in. Oh, Carolyn's got gorgeous weather. Well, good, 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 good. Yup. Yeah, whatever he sends us. Oh, yes, and don't forget the thumbs up for us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you're going to be getting bad weather in Georgia, June? Yep, it's been going around. Well, it's really nice seeing you all. I'm kind of glad I came on. I came on a little bit early, and I'm kind of glad because you all are able to be here. Yep, it rained. I think it's rained every day here for the last week, maybe. Not constantly, but off and on, one of those. Those aren't so bad. At least you might have a half a day of nice weather, nice sunny weather, and no, not really too many storms. I guess you just got to kind of work around them. Mm. High winds at 3 a.m. Oh boy. Okay, guys, I'll be right with you. I have to start up the phone here. That way, I've got a secondary control for the live stream. Okay, Green Wizard. Um, Mr. Wizard, I sent it under Ron. Will that work or no? Okay. Yeah, let me know if you got it, Ron. Yeah, let me know if you got it. I've got to take the volume down on this. Okay, this gives me an extra, like I said, an extra way of reading it and also control. Carolyn, you're having ice cream? Oh boy. We all want ice cream. we love to eat in this channel. And before the night is over, we'll talk about all kinds of food. I just know it. So, what kind of ice cream is it, Carolyn? Oh, June says she'll be listening and she has to go to work tomorrow. June is a very hardworking lady. Yep. Yeah, and then those discussions. will end up with me going to go right in the kitchen to see what I can find. Okay, thank you, Carolyn. I'm getting Cherry Garcia, Ben and Jerry's. All right, thank you very much. It is scrumptious, Carolyn. And I'll give your bowl back when it's licked clean. So we're checking to see if Mr. Wizard has got his link. Oh, Carolyn's got enough for everyone. All right. Yes, he did. Well, hello, Mr. Wizard.
Well, hello there. How are you this evening?
I'm good. Are we good without an echo?
Yep, I'm good on my side.
Okay. I'm good on my side.
So, hey, everybody, how's it going? Miss Purple Gang, Purple Nurple, what's up, buddy? Miss Caroline, how you doing? Peter Baker, howdy, howdy. June, how have you been? Long time. Yes, Caroline, I am the book writer. I am the Green Wizard. I know she keeps referring to me as Ron, but that's the other channel you all know me from.
Yes, Mr. Ron Nice is the book writer that I've been talking about the book, The Green Wizard.
Switch this back. Make sure I'm showing this the right way.
There you go. So y'all can see the cover. And you've heard me mention it several times. And I use it often.
For a coaster.
Well,
it's such a pretty coaster. And
yeah.
it keeps the coffee warm.
Well, and it's also a nice table decoration.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So any of you have questions, I'm here.
Yes.
And we'll just get a little crazy. I won't be so prim and proper. I can get out of this silly shirt. Because I had to be presentable to come to Elegant Homesteads. That's just the way it should be.
Well, I'm honored to have you on my panel.
Oh, it's so much fun to be up here. I love coming up here. Great people, great host, and everybody should thumbs up. I see 11 in the room and only 6 for me. Of course, now that I've said that, now that the wizard is here, yeah, the room will probably empty out.
No, I'm sure there's many out there that do have questions for you. And I'm going to go a little, excuse me, my voice is going out.
Uh-oh, go get your honey.
Yep, I will. I'll probably run and get my honey. Ron has got several recipes in the book, and we are both in agreement that if the soil is not good and if the nutrients are not in the soil, it's not going to be in the food. And y'all know how I talk about organic all the time. So, Ron,
we were discussing this morning, and I think I answered my own question without realizing it. But like we were discussing this morning, any plant that you have, and if you're growing a garden, it's really extremely important to understand that your roots can only bring back and put in the fruit, and that's for all. I'm just going to say fruit for all of them. Doesn't matter what we're planting. We're going to call them all fruits just for the sake of this discussion. If it doesn't come in contact with the fruits and the minerals, it can't bring it back. Now, what people have been misled to understand is that if you just keep throwing nitrogen at it and other things from the NPK standard, it'll be okay and it'll still produce. Well, yeah, it's going to produce, but it's going to produce water. It's going to produce nothing. It's not going to have any nutritional value. What you're doing and what we're finding is the more nitrogen and the more, scratch that, synthetic helpers that you're using in your garden, you're stopping the ability for nature to help you. The food web is what you're stopping. That has the ability to reach out miles and bring back the nutrients your plants need to give you those good vegetables. As soon as you put down the synthetic stuff, you've just asked for a problem because you've stopped the ability. Because what it is, it's a symbiotic relationship. One helps the other, helps the other, helps the other. And as soon as you put down a synthetic, that breaks the chain and it can no longer help you. Yeah, so you're going to go out, Caroline, if I'm reading this right, and you're just going to get potting soil. You don't know where it's from. You don't know what's in it. You can't be sure of what's in it. And it may have a synthetic base. Read the bag very carefully. If there's any numbers on that bag, it's synthetic base. You don't want what's in that bag. But yeah, we were discussing the glucose this morning, and even Bobby pointed out in an email later that the same sugars pulled out of corn to do some of the stuff that they do um, has a sugar base in it. So all of these plants, all of them, are going to be looking at the same kind of glucose to feed the food web. So molasses may be the right one. It's the heaviest one producing sugar that we can just reach in and grab the sugar. Was Homesteader exactly the right direction to go? Exactly the right direction to go. But you know you can soup that up even higher. You know that can go even further. If you're not sure, yeah, I'm wrenched. Okay, I will. If you're not sure, you're at the maximum level that you can be, and you want to just take a look at it, just a couple of, and understand these are not new. Some people misunderstand, and there's no wizardry involved here. These are not new formulas. These are not new ideas. Okay, these are old world. This is stuff we've forgotten. I'm just putting it in print to make sure we don't lose it completely. But here is an open link to the book. So if you want to double check yourself, look at some other outside home remedies that we use, more holistic, and look at a couple of ways of possibly souping up your garden this year or your yard. Because the book was written for new homeowners. It wasn't necessarily written for gardeners, but gardeners can read between the lines and see where we're going and utilize the same stuff. It works the same way. We're talking the food web. It's the same everywhere. Hey, fishing, what's going on? Noodles, what's going on? How you been? So yeah, my book is inexpensive, but it's making sure that this information does not get lost, is what it is. So there's tidbits in here. There's a little bit more than just planting grass. That would be 2 pages. I've got 115. So it's an inexpensive book. You know what? One of them fancy drinks at the coffee shop. So you skip one of those drinks and you've got this book and the permanent information in your hands. I mean, come on. somebody like Bobby McNutt was able to read the book and actually learn something. So just his ability to read the book is kind of fantastic. Zero grass. Oh, you're going to go full out? The whole homestead? Then you may want to know a little bit more. Just a little. Because every plant, as we're discovering, every plant requires just a little bit different this or a little bit different that. So the food web actually has to crisscross itself a lot. Now, there's a lot of plants that you can grow side by side that will help each other. Sunflowers and peas, and I believe corn and corn stalks and peas have a symbiotic relationship. Um, there's a few of them that really help each other out as they grow. Right, because fishing, the food web activity is so accelerated as it breaks down the fish and brings everything back up to the plants. So yeah, everything takes off when you do that. Hey, King Taco, been a while. All right, we're up to 15. We have 7 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down because I'm here. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bring your room down. I'm sorry. I don't know, Noodles. I can't honestly answer that. I wouldn't plant a garden around a fruit tree because the fruit tree needs so many and so much. Um, that's why in my process, and this is the Indians' process. This isn't necessarily mine. This is the old world Indians from before the settlers. Um, my process just soups up everything. So every inch of soil has an added boost in it to help everything in the area. Yeah, companion planting is a great idea. Because what a lot of people seem to forget as conditions change on the top soil, Mother Nature naturally has green everywhere and covers the soil. We should not have exposed soil to sunlight. Um, and a lot of us are leaning different directions. I like the idea of going in with clover after you plant everything. Blanket the area in clover seeds and let the clover amp up the nitrogen naturally. I also like the idea of coming in and putting a light cover, inch and a half of alfalfa hay down between all the plants so that the soil itself just is not exposed. Hey, Ashley, how you doing today? Yeah, I'd have to look into that. Clueless. I'm not sure there. I wouldn't necessarily do it, but that's just me. I want as much sunlight to those potatoes as possible. Oh, I don't even know if you need to go that far, Carolyn. Honestly, I don't think you do. I can understand the benefits of it. I know why you would do it. I just don't know that you actually need to. There's so many other ways to introduce all of the stuff that it needs. So many other ways. Let's put it like this. A lot of you have seen yards over the years that are puddling up when it rains. And it doesn't matter how much rain it gets a puddle in it. And it just stands there for a day or two. Never seems to go away. Well, a friend of ours, Elegance and mine, Jerry's Woodworking, his wife applied my system to their yard. And they have, every time it has rained, there in North Carolina, they have to really worry about the house flooding. So they're constantly on flood watch throughout the entire rainstorm because their yard will not absorb moisture, won't absorb water. 2 weeks ago, they applied my process. They just had rain and very little water remained on the top. Everything's starting to soak in. The system goes to work that fast. Yeah, he's got excessive grass growth. Oh, what a shame. But his yard is turning around and coming back in less than 2 weeks. Oh, that's me playing the flute, Carolyn. That's my Indian flute. It just seems more comfortable every stream because a lot of them I do alone, and there's no feedback, and you get dead spots, and this just kind of, I don't know, it tweaks it a little bit, kind of puts it in my world. Did you get your honey, Elegant?
No, in fact, I need to go get it right now.
Okay.
If y'all can watch the chat.
Yep. Should we start counting?
No.
Okay. I've been meaning to get those, Carolyn. I just haven't stopped long enough to go find them. I'm 98% Shawnee Indian is my bloodline. Um, but I was adopted, so I have a different last name. So it kind of throws things off a little bit, but oh no. So yeah, I'm real comfortable sitting listening to Indian music all the time. Uh yeah. Why would you be killing instead of letting it grow? Gotta understand, and I know it's annoying, but nature is sending in weeds, and weeds are germinating in your soil to facilitate fixing a problem by applying organic matter into the clay and starting to break the clay beds up like what dandelions do. They break up the clay bed incredibly well. What my system does is it kind of bypasses that and supersedes it a little bit. There is a weed killer in my system, and it's all natural. I walk in this stuff barefoot. Every time I put this stuff down, I do it barefoot. It's natural. There's nothing to fear. I've got too many animals in my house to worry about whether I'm putting a toxic chemical down in my yard. Um, but let nature run her course. You can shut them down, run them over with a lawnmower and stuff, but nature's trying to help. You go out there and attack it directly and kill off the weed, you're actually contributing to the problem and making it slightly worse. Yeah, nature tears down buildings. Go look anywhere in a big city where the areas are abandoned, factories and what have you. Nature's in there tearing those buildings down for us. That's what she does. So when you look at your yard and you see some weeds, and understand, weed seed only germinates under correct soil conditions. So when a soil gets bad, that's what triggers that weed seed to grow. When you've got truly healthy soil, those seeds will sit in there. And one was recorded to have been over 200 years old sitting in soil. And the soil never got to the condition that it needed. And then it popped up. And it was a weed nobody had seen in over 200 years. That's how Mother Nature works. It's fantastic. But the weeds are there to help, not slow you down. So any you can either jump into a different system and help Mother Nature and speed Mother Nature along, or you can let Mother Nature take her time. I want to help Mother Nature. We have a global issue. You think your yard's bad? Take a look at the planet. It's going on everywhere. The sooner we can fix the problem at home, the sooner we can actually make a difference. Like I said, Jerry's wife read the book, went out and applied this system, and now he's got a forest growing in his yard. He's getting ready to do a review on it, but he had too much rain today in North Carolina. He couldn't get out there to do it. But he's happy but upset at the same time because he's never seen grass this good. Apparently, never seen it so thick, so green, so rich in just 2 weeks of applying the system. Others have gone and, hey, sweet girl, how you doing this evening? Others have gone and gotten off Miracle Grow in their own personal greenhouses in their house. And they swear that the plants look artificial practically overnight because the instantaneous change to a plant in a pot is mind blowing. The system works that well. And it's nature. It's not, we're not doing anything that Mother Nature doesn't do. This is just her way of doing it. And we are giving her help and we are souping the system up. We're putting it, just like putting a turbocharger on a car or something. We are just throwing the extra turbo in just so we can win that race. And it stabilizes. I haven't treated my yard in 2 years because I've been so busy with the book. I am on. I just recorded the 8th cutting. I'm on my 9th cutting to my neighbor's 3rd. My neighbors are still suffering. They're starting to understand now that they have the written instructions. They're going a different direction. But I don't water. I don't fertilize. I don't weed kill. I don't chase bugs. I don't have bugs in my yard. When the soil's healthy, the plants produce natural bug deterrents and drive the bugs away. So if you walk your yard and you've got bugs, there's a problem in the soil. Click, 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 click. Everything is a domino effect on everything else. And as soon as you use the synthetic, the system stops. And then it's all Mother Nature can do to come in and attack, take out the sick plants, start repairing the soil, and that's all the weeds we're all seeing. And this is a global problem. This isn't just our problem here. This is global. But the only way to really fix global, I mean, come on, governments have been billing us for carbon tax and this, that, and the other for years. They've done nothing. So the reality comes back to if we don't start doing it ourselves, it's not going to happen. And we have to do it now. So this fixes a global problem by helping Mother Nature. Oh no, God forbid we let Mother Nature put the world back where it's supposed to be before man come in and said, I'm going to do it my way. Hey, Miss Linda, how you doing tonight? See, there's another side to this, guys. And a lot of you don't understand or haven't thought through. But when you sit down, let's just theoretically say you got invited. Hey, Mr. John, you got invited to Elegance this fall for fall harvest dinner. And you got to sit down to the fresh vegetables, the true organic fresh vegetables coming out of her garden. The next morning when you wake up, you won't need coffee. You won't need a power drink. Your body is going to go on a natural high that it's supposed to every day anyhow. But because we're eating grocery store food that's grown in water and has no nutritional value, we're all getting sicker and sicker on a daily basis. This system fixes all those gardens. You can have this stuff in your house in 70 to 80 days and just blow your mind and walk away from the power drinks, walk away from the Pepsis, walk away from the coffee, because you're going to have so much more energy than you knew you had naturally just by eating healthy foods. That's the other side of the equation. Because we're not eating healthy foods, we're all getting sicker. And you can see it across the board. Cases of cancer, diabetes, the list goes on and on and on. Grow your own food because you're not going to get it really fresh anywhere else. And it will make all the difference in the world in your own health. Where you may think you have issues in one thing or another, try eating real food. Your body will thank you in ways you can't imagine. Hey, Brenda Klein, how you doing? Oh, awesome. Appreciate you buying that. Thank you so much. Still 15 in a room. Well, the thumbs up were going up. Oh, no, I upset somebody else. We got 2 thumbs down now. I'm sorry. I should probably shut up and let you run your show.
No, I usually get a couple.
Oh, so you put the thumbs down. I understand. There she is. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. There's my Mary. Well, that depends on the kind of grass you grow. I'll think that through, Clueless. In other words, all I'm saying, Clueless, is if you'd like to have 2 or 3 feet deep topsoil in your yard, just change the way you approach things. Go a slightly different direction. Um, the solutions are in my book. You can go that way. And yes, it will literally grow in your yard. Mine, I can't even tell you how deep it is. I am afraid to go out there with a rototiller to find out because I'm going to have to get a 4x4 out there to pull the rototiller out of the front yard if I let it loose. It's that deep. And it's supposed to be in nature. They did a test. I don't know what state it was, but one of the colleges went and did a test, and they took huge pieces of glass and they ended up 24 feet deep. And then they went in with hoses and what have you, and they dug all the topsoil away so that they could get a good look at all of the roots and everything else that was going on all the way down. And yes, it was 24 feet deep roots on regular, good old fashioned weeds, and the topsoil was 24 feet deep. Wouldn't you love to have 24 feet of topsoil right in your own front yard to grow your garden? That's what's capable. Nature, once she starts expanding, and once those roots start taking hold and doing their thing, and you just add to it a little bit, bam, it takes off. It's unbelievable how fast it works. And incredible results. We can turn everything around. Just like Cleveland, Ohio today, we were stuck in a fog bank all day. And it was almost frightening because everywhere I looked, the fog was just sitting on people's grass and up. You couldn't see their front doors. You come to my house because it's nature's way. It looked like a vacuum sweeper in the front yard, just sucking in all the moisture from the fog bank, pouring into my yard. So next week, when my neighbors are all sitting around with their garden hoses going, I need to water, I need to water, I had a full day's fog bank feed into my yard. I don't have to worry about it. Mother Nature takes care of it. That's the way it's supposed to work. We just have to catch back up with Mother Nature and stop listening to the NPK process because it's stopping everything. And it has put us here. It's a 70-year process they've had us under. So we've got to reverse 70 years as quickly as possible. Yeah, Johnny, it's amazing. I know one or two things about one or two things. I don't know a whole lot. Ask Elegant, she'll tell you I'm an idiot. Shouldn't take me anywhere.
You clean up nice.
Well, I tried. I tried, dear. So, anybody got questions? Anybody off the wall? Hey, Alex. Welcome, welcome. Oh, that's your new friend, isn't it? From that popped up yesterday?
Yeah,
Alex Americana?
yeah. He's the Johnny. No. Alex Americano
Isn't he?
from Brazil.
That's what I was going to say. I wasn't positive. I didn't want to shoot it out there and be wrong. Yeah, I happened to overhear your stream from last night.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Brenda. And Brenda's got her book on the way. She's going to love it.
Yeah, it's a little bit different read, Brenda. Mary can tell you about it. Elegant can tell you about it. Johnny can tell you about it. There's a few people here that have read the book. It's not normal. It's like me. It's not normal. There's no chapters in this book, and well, okay. In the other case, it's funny, not like me, because it was my neighbors, not me. Um, so it's an entertaining read while learning Mother Nature's way through my mistakes. I mean, if you want to spend 15 years making mistakes and becoming weed king and weed master, that's awesome. Go right ahead. Spend a fortune. Or you can read my book and save 15 years, keep all that money in your pocket, and learn the right way. Because the right way is ultimately the end result. It's what comes out of your yard and what comes out of your garden. I mean, this is the first year, if I remember reading it or him saying it correctly this morning. Um, this is the first year he's seen peach blossoms on his tree that he's had in his yard for a few years. The soil just has not been able to support that thing blossoming. You won't regret it, Brenda. Yeah, I know Reaper, good friend of mine. You won't regret it. Now I know he can't grow a whole lot in his yard, but where his bug out area is, he's going to start applying this. If I understood his insinuation correctly. Hey, Random Mini Farm, welcome, welcome. So unless you got more for me there, Miss Elegant, can I take this third off now and be me?
Oh, get comfortable. Yeah, go ahead and get comfortable. How come you went silent?
I'm sorry?
You went silent.
Oh, I shouldn't be silent. There should be noise coming from here. I can fix that. I did back this down just a little bit. I'll fix it. That's better. That's better. Now I'm back to being me.
Now that's the Ron we all recognize.
Yeah, I'm back. Here we go. Now the official part's over. Now I'm comfortable and relaxed. There we go.
We all know him, don't we, Mary?
What does that mean? Trouble, Mary? Is that what you're insinuating, dear?
That's right. Professional to casual.
Yeah, I go beyond casual though, because I'm a dirt farmer. Give me dirt. Give me my Harley. Give me my dirt, and I'm a happy camper. Barefoot, wandering through the woods, doing my thing. I'm good. The official part, and to actually come out on a stage and talk to people and what have you, yeah, I suck at it. I can do it, but I suck at it. In my own opinion, I can't handle a crowd very well. Miss Elegant seems to think otherwise, but
I think you do very well with everyone.
yeah, okay. I'll make sure I get that check in the mail to you. See you because you admitted
You got the right zip code too.
it.
Better double check it.
yeah. So, so if you guys have questions, I got some answers. We're down now. We've lost 6 people.
Ron, that's not unusual for my channel. Um, People come and go all night long as long as I'm on, as long as I've got my live stream going. So that's normal, and it's not you.
Yeah, well, I'll take the blame though. I seem to be good at getting blamed for everything. But then again, most of the time it is my fault. So, uh, hey, Miss Pink Prozac is in the house. Look out, everybody.
Welcome, Pink Prozac.
Alrighty, Pink. We'll probably stop in later. I'm not going to take up all that elegance time tonight. She'll kick me out eventually. I'll say something wrong.
Yeah, I have the eject button.
It's got her finger hovering over it. All right, he lost the shirt. Now anything's possible. Just in case. Not doing that to my channel. But yeah, I got the sales report back for UK. 6 people have purchased a book over there this last month. The word's starting to move. We're slowly starting to get across the planet. I think it's Mary's fault. I think she's twisting people's arms and making them buy it, but that's just my opinion.
Well, Ron, you do carry it around. This is the time of year when you need it.
Right. But it's hard to tell people they don't need their fancy lattes one day to change the planet. They can't believe that. They get lost in that idea. Like all we're doing is just raising your understanding of what I don't know. Can we call it organic? What taking your yard and your garden to full organic means? That's it. We're just getting off the synthetics. We're going a different direction.
We need to be organic.
I mean, it's the other way that's killing us. It's the other way that's causing the problem. It's the amount of pollution that's causing the problem.
Well, it wasn't a big deal for our grandparents to be organic.
No, it's a simple. It's actually a simple process. I mean, when See, and that was one of the things that really concerned me. And I'll put that, if we ever sell enough books and I write the second edition, that was one of the big things that concerned me. People are so concerned about their garden and the amount of weeding they have to do, so they won't plant a garden. It's like, if you only knew, there's materials out there that are all natural that will kill every weed seed in your garden, no matter what soil conditions are. And if you just make sure that you follow what nature's doing and putting that cover crop down, putting something there to act as the armor to protect the soil, Mother Nature will reward you 1,000-fold. So you're not out there in your garden weeding. You might go out there once a month until it's harvest time. That's it. No watering, no chasing anything. I mean, sure, you're going to want to tie up certain plants, tomatoes, and what have you. But this eliminates so much labor in a garden and takes it the other direction by just doing it naturally,
Yeah.
following nature's way.
Yeah. Random mini farm. I have those sort of thoughts all day long. If you don't buy all these products, they're telling you that will help save the planet, to begin with. If you don't buy them, that's helping the planet too, right?
Right? Absolutely. Got to get off these synthetics. Synthetics are toxifying everything. I mean, come on, look at the new island that has appeared in the Pacific Ocean, and it's all waste plastics floating out there, polluting the planet, killing off many species of wildlife, just out there spinning away, and nobody knows what to do. Well, there's a simple solution: go sweep it all up and convert it back to its solid mass form where it was originally, and re-inject it into the planet where it came from, and quit screwing around with Mother Nature. Because all the plastics came from an oil-based derivative of some sort or another. All your medicines come from an oil. I mean, come on. If you really stop and think about your medicines that you're taking, guys, because you're not eating right, and you're not getting what's required by your body, you might as well just get a straw, go to an oil rig somewhere, and start drinking the oil and call it medicine, because that's what the scientists have convinced you you're doing. All of those medicines, all of those drugs, all of those pills, everything they're creating isn't brand new. They're getting it from somewhere, and it's a derivative of an oil rig. We've got to head the other direction. Hey, buddy Ray, what's going on? Awesome. Appreciate that, Ray. Yeah. I mean, that's where we're at, Mini Farm. That's where we're at. That's where all of this comes from. There's nothing new on this planet. Let's think about it. Everything has to come from somewhere. All of the drugs, all of the drugs, all of the painkillers, all of this stuff is coming from oil. That's why big pharma and big oil don't want us getting off the system. They don't want you living healthy. They'll lose money. And all you got to do is go back to nature's way and you get healthy again. It's unbelievable how fast it works. Unbelievable. Just help nature. That's the answer. It's always been the answer. And stop believing that, well, I have to send my soil out to a lab to get it tested to see what it needs from the NPK process. No, you need to let Mother Nature take care of it and give her a helping hand. You don't need anything. People have come to me and asked me, what do you do for your roses? Why are they growing like wildfire? Why can you not control them? Why this? Why that? Why the other? Well, it's not acidic soil like you're led to believe, so that you go buy a chemical. That's insane. Mine's all natural. It runs under Mother Nature's system, and you can't stop my roses from blooming. Right next door, where they constantly use chemicals, they can barely keep the thing alive, and it's 40 feet away. Yeah, we've got it. There's a better way, everybody. And believe it or not, we can actually save this planet in the process. They're talking about the amount of carbon in the air, and they're all upset because of the amount of carbon in the air. Did you know that the carbon that's in the air is not a result of man? It's not a result of a cow fart. It is, however, a result of the food web struggling so hard to ingest what it has to deal with to try and survive. And it is now spending 90% of its energy and time dealing with the synthetics, eating so much more and producing that much more carbon in the air. And by simply stopping the use of synthetics, we can stop the overall amount of carbon going into the air every single year and start reversing it. Plants on this planet are out there that can absorb the carbon and get it back in the soil where it belongs. And it is needed in some grow processes. So all we got to do is get rid of the synthetics and let Mother Nature rebalance. Can we help? Can we grow special plants that are going to do things to help us? Absolutely. There's plenty of ways, but that's the next book. I'm not going to go into that in this book. We just need to get everybody on the same page of stop the synthetic use and let's give Mother Nature a helping hand and fix it this year. Why are we waiting for next year? It's not going to help us next year. It's going to be worse next year if we keep ignoring it. And what are you leaving your kids behind 10 years from now? What do they got?
Trails are, uh, they're always talking about taxing us to, clean the air and the environment. And before I will even consider a tax, I would think that they could stop the spraying, which causes it to begin with.
Right?
Nice. I like the kind of thing you can.
Uh-oh. Wow, we're starting to feed back on each other. There's your problem. Random. Our forests didn't used to just fall over with a blank spot. Look at any tree that falls over nowadays. Go look. There's a blank spot directly under the tree where there should be solid ball of roots. Trees are supposed to be twice as deep in the soil as they are tall. But something's burning them out directly underneath, right at the dirt line, and causing these trees to be so unstable. I got a very sneaky suspicion a lot of that has to do with what they're spraying. They're wiping out forests with all this spraying because that stuff is going in. Those glyphosates are going in, soaking into the soil, killing the food web, and this is the end result. They're destroying the planet. This place is going to be unlivable shortly.
Welcome back, Ashley.
So yeah, you look at what's in those. Those are the same things that they give cancer treatment patients, and they're spraying it on everybody, and the plants and the forests, under the guise of, well, we're trying to reflect the sunlight and stop the radiation because it's such a problem. We've got so much global warming, when it's the problem. Right. Well, that now we're going to go into conspiracy theory in a whole different direction, random. And I can go there, but I don't think Elegant wants it here. And she's got her finger hovering over that ejection button. Do I hear puppies? Yes, I do. So, Elegant, where's Mike tonight? Or shouldn't I ask?
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I didn't go look before. I saw it come up, but I didn't go look. I mean, simple question to ask anybody. Go out in the woods and go find a clean, crystal clear running brook, little bit of water trickling down through the trees, what have you. It's pristine. It's you can see right through it. It wouldn't matter how deep it was, it looked like glass. That's nature's way. Go to one of our rivers anywhere on the planet. Tell me if you've got pristine clear water like it should be. There's so much runoff, so much chemical contamination, so many problems everywhere you look. And they wonder why everybody's sick. They wonder why everybody's got problems. I don't. We got to get back to nature, folks. We got to get back to an organic way of living. I mean, okay, you might have to spend, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours building a garden. What's it take? A couple of hours to plant everything in that garden that's going to give you so much abundance that you can can up throughout the year, that you can go an entire year until next spring and further. And then you might have to go out there 20 minutes the first month, maybe 20, 30 minutes the second month. And then you're harvesting and it's over. And you have such an abundance, even after canning, that you can't give enough away to your neighbors. And you're trading stuff. They grew stuff you didn't, da 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 da. What? Come on. This isn't rocket science. And you're not going into the grocery store to buy all the food. And you're going to spend, I don't know, 6 hours for your entire year to have 5 times what the grocery store has sitting in your pantry, ready to be eaten. Healthy as can be for you. I don't know about you, but financially speaking, that sounds like a few $1,000s worth of savings to me. Going on, Bobby? What is wrong with your nephew? Why in the world would he have messed with the other computer? Something don't make sense, buddy.
I actually harvested some arugula today.
Oh, really?
Yep.
From the winter growth?
Yeah, from I had it growing in a pot, a great big tub.
Okay.
Yep.
That's awesome. Already starting harvest for spring. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know. I expect to start seeing berries popping up here soon.
Oh yeah, I have berries. They're just not ripe. Can't wait.
Yeah, time to get healthy. Get back into the fresh stuff. Time to get healthy. I totally agree.
You know, I really can graze the way I have my gardens close to my door. You know,
Yeah.
my smaller ones, and I can go out and graze for breakfast.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. God, what a way to spend a morning. Get up, go out with a cup of coffee, sit down next to one of those in a lawn chair, start picking the few things you want to eat and watch the sun come up. What a way to live.
That's the way I think.
What a way to live. I mean, and what are you doing? Getting healthier. Oh no. So what'd you do this morning for breakfast? I ate fresh vegetables directly out of my garden. They had no chemicals on them, and I watched the sun come up with a fresh cup of coffee. Ooh, I'm telling you, people don't realize and they don't understand how simple this is. That your grandparents used to do it. Your parents have kind of stepped out of the sink of it, but people, it's so simple to save thousands of dollars a year. And the end result, ultimately, when you start taking the money out of the stores and keeping it in your pocket, the stores want to know why. And they're going to start coming out and they're going to start going organic. And because you're still not coming in the store, the prices are going to have to drop. And they're going to have to force more farmers to go organic to just keep food on the shelves because no one's going to buy it. They're growing it at home. They're going to have to outweigh the cost of you doing it in your yard versus them having it in the store. And they're going to have to beat you in the wallet to get your money back. Once you taste this food, you'll never go back the other direction, ever. And it's so simple to do. Well, Elegant, I beat your people up. We're down to 7 now. For 45 minutes, I think I'm done beating on them.
Oh, I think people has enjoyed your little chat. I know I have. You know, not only is it the truth, but it's quite inspiring to know that you really can help yourself and the planet. But,
Well, see, everybody's complaining. We've got a planetary issue. We got a planetary issue. We got to do something. Why isn't our government the government's too busy receiving paychecks from the chemical and the oil companies? They don't care. They're going to tax you to death. They don't care. Even if they have the answer, they're not going to tell you. So if you want to fix the planet, take it upon yourself.
well,
Fix yourself first.
I
Then
am
worry about your neighbor.
I'm not anti-government. However, you can just about bet that once they put their hands on something,
Oh yeah.
it goes to pot. Look at the health care, uh, you know, Social Security, blah blah blah. Uh, you really can't depend on them.
No, things are bad. Things are bad, and they're going to continue to get worse. If somebody doesn't get word out that there's a better way, well, the book has it. The book has the solutions. You can turn this around lightning fast, right in your own yard. Best thing you can do: stop using glyphosates. If you don't want to read a book, don't. Stop using the glyphosate. Stop using the chemicals. Stop doing anything in your yard, and it will reward you. Right, Deborah. That's my big thing. Nobody's offering a solution. Nobody. You can pay carbon tax all you want. Is anybody giving you a solution? Is anybody pointing in a different direction? Has anybody come out with any kind of instructions to help anybody to fix the problem? No. There's no answer. Nothing is coming from our government. Nothing is coming from our local cities. Nothing. They have no answers. They don't know where to look, if they're even allowed to, depending on who finances them. Because, if their campaign is funded by such and such this, such and such that, well, they're not going to speak out against them because they won't get campaign funding. Okay, here's the answer. Here's the solution. Get my book, $15. Spend an hour and a half, 2 hours reading it. It will change everything as to how you even look at your yard, let alone go anywhere and start repairing the problem. Just reading the book and having the knowledge will change the way you do everything, because you just don't know this stuff. It wasn't passed down. We've missed a couple of generations and we've almost lost this information. Just knowing this stuff will make the difference. Right. Absolutely. Go make some money at it. Turn out the best that your neighbors have ever seen and sell it to them. Absolutely. They got a name for that, but they're using their entire yard right there in the city for a full out garden, edible vegetation or something they call it, edible landscaping. That's it. They're getting away from growing grass and they're going back to edible landscaping. I love the idea. And that's what I find too. A lot of people have trouble. How do you explain what we're doing, going organic? How do you explain to a landscaper the amount of damage they're doing? They don't even know it. How do you get people converted? I struggled with this for a few years while writing this book. What's the right way to approach people and get this understood and get this information out? Don't argue with your neighbors. Don't try and convince somebody and stand there confused, not sure how to approach them and breach the situation. Get them to buy one of my books. They will understand what's wrong. And, as far as landscapers are concerned, it's going to extend their growing season leaps and bounds. They're going to make huge profits the first year they apply this to one of their customers' yards. Everything turns around lightning fast. Oh God, that soil's toxic, dude. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to fix it. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to fix that. I've got neighbors that do it, and they're over here constantly. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why is your yard so much better than mine? I'm using everything. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Got tired of that, so I handed them a book. There you go. There's the solution. Now, are they smart enough to read the book? I don't know. They're so sold on the chemical system doing everything. Hey, Free Eagle, I don't know that they can turn it around. I don't know. I don't know that it can sink through their heads. But this is written in such a way that you're not at fault. You're not to blame. You didn't stick something in their hand that's going to scare the living daylights out of them. Hey, 320 Homestead, how you been? This book handles all of that for you. All you got to do is get it in their hands, and it'll make a difference. Starts raining again. Wow. Well, it's that time of year. got to feed the plants. Got to get all that water in them. Got to get the water in the soil. Oh wait, we're going to flood everything this year. Watch. Well, unless anybody has anything, I'll step aside. And I appreciate your time, Miss Elegant.
Well, absolutely loved having you on panel.
Oh, anytime. You know that. Anytime. We got to just get up here one day and have just some fun and not talk about the book.
That's a date too.
We can do that. We can do that. All right, everybody. It was nice seeing you. Nice meeting some of you. Good luck with your books. If you ever have any questions, just come find me. I'm the Green Wizard. I'll put my link up for the book once again. And I am going to step aside. I'm going to get out of here, get out of the way. And Miss Elegant, you have a great evening.
You too, and thank you again.
Yep, and we'll probably see you on my next live because I do them early in the morning for everybody. So we'll see you, everybody. You all have a great night.
Bye.
Where is it? There it is.
Well, that was pleasant and informative. And, the channel really does talk about Ron's, the Green Wizard's principles a lot, during the week and on our live streams. We talk about organic and how much better it is for you to go that way. And if you can grow it, well, it's that much better because, number one, the availability, and number two, the cost factor. So, yeah, I really enjoyed having Ron in here. Quite pleasant. And I guess, according to all the people in the chat, or most people, it's been raining. I know 320's having problems with water, and a lot of the chatters mentioned it. And if it's not just rain, Linda's been dealing with tornadoes in her area. And yes, it was informative. And you really can't. I have used those principles. In fact, I've used them for decades. But of course, I have used, there's a lot of things in Ron's book that I wasn't using that I will be now. And there is a remarkable difference in the way you can grow things. And it's like a chain. You eat it and your body takes the nutrients that it needs and becomes healthier. And so, it's all a big circle, chain, whatever. Yeah, prepared Christian. I have been eating, well, I picked some arugula today, and I have been eating asparagus. I've been pinching a few of my herbs. Oh, corn's going to be expensive, yeah, because you can't get it in the ground. Yep. Well, I have a feeling that not too many people are as eccentric as I am about organic, but maybe we can all add a little more to our diets. Oh, Deidre, there you go. And I bet you can make an excellent rhubarb pie. So Free Eagle's got her corn, potatoes, green beans in the ground. Yeah, now I have in my big garden. I've only got potatoes in it, but of course I have 5 smaller gardens around my house, non-GMO, exactly. Prepared Christian, I have been for the last several years. I've been building up several raised beds, and I really, really like them. If you don't have to bend over or squat down or whatever, yeah, they're nice. And it's not. It's I know it's work, but well, I do mine either early morning or late at night. I work on mine. I'm not exactly a person that gets out in the sun and works. I love the sun, but I don't quite work well in it. Oh yes, and you do have a good point. Raised beds, if it's raining, and super wet, they drain better. You don't have the issues of traipsing around in the mud. Yeah, they're wonderful. And actually, the way my soil is built up in my raised beds, you know, it really doesn't hurt it if I wanted to go plant something in it. If you have the soil prepared, which I do, you could just go pop something in, and it doesn't. See, I won't work in my big garden when it's wet. You just destroy the texture and the composition uh, of the soil if you work it when it's wet. But these raised beds, oh, you can just keep popping things in them. Well, and there's my soldier poet. Hello and welcome. And how are you doing tonight, soldier? I'm doing great. Just talking away about plants, and I think Deidre uh, has started in with food already. She's talking about a rhubarb pie. Thank you, 320. Yep, Deidre says she's guilty. Man, that does sound good. My grandmother could really set those out. Okay, prepared Christian. See, all the farmers and people with either animals, or a lot of times you might have to go cover your plants if you're expecting a frost. Uh, we all understand that you have to go do certain things. Uh, there's just no getting around it. And 320, uh, Casey, is an extremely hardworking lady. So, Soldier, I sent you a link if you feel like coming up. If not, don't. There's no, don't feel anything bad about it. We're welcome to have you in the chat, up on panel. We just like having you. I meant to check and see if I planted some beets. I meant to go check and see if they're coming up. I planted some in the corner of my brick garden. All right, Soldier. 87 minutes. I can't believe how time flies. Yeah, I think Ron thought he caused those thumbs down, but I get them almost every live stream. And like I said, I know who they are. And YouTube counts them the same as a thumbs up. You've been trying to catch up on YouTube. Yeah, it can get really busy doing that. YouTube can take a good chunk of your time. Let me check my. None of my counters work. None of my informational uh, little sections that should work, they don't work. Hmm. Well, how was Subway, Soldier Poet? I haven't eaten there in probably 2 or 3 years either. I was just thinking that Subway, oh, it was very good. Yeah, there was this group of people that are health conscious went after Subway and made them clean up their bread. It had stuff in there that wasn't so good for you. And I think that was about maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know if you all recall. They called it the yoga mat um, material that was in there. Yeah. So Subway was smart enough to clean up their act on that. Yeah, some of these watchdog groups, they do really well for the public. Oh, wow. They have 7 or 8 different breads. Fantastic. A lot of people do like Subway. And it was good. All right. Looks like it had enough meat on it. Deidre, I think they do heat those, don't they? Is that what you're talking about? Once you get your sub, don't they heat it for you or no? I can't remember either. I can honestly say I have not spent very much money at Subway. Oh, you can get it toasted. I thought you could. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you can get it any way you want it, cold or toasted. Is that to me, Deidre? Do I have a snack? Is it time for me to go get one? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Deidre? It probably is. Well, Deidre, since you're right there to watch. Oh, you do this to Soldier? Yeah. Since you're here to watch the chat. I will run and find me a snack. And the Prepared Christian says, I just had wasabi peanuts. So, Soldier, was that, did you make that or buy it? And if you made it, did it take you a long time to peel the M&Ms? Yeah, you made it. So, okay, on that note, I'm going to go find me a, I'm going to go find me a snack. But that was fast. I went in there and hubby says, are you ready for your coffee? So I think I'll have the coffee instead of a snack.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Deidre, it was hot here today, and no, I made that trail mix. I bought those Raisinets, and I bought the peanut M&Ms, and I bought like a can of cashews, and I just mixed it all together in a quart freezer bag, and that's all I did. I just got through eating it about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. It was good. One serving per quart. Yeah. Well, I use about half the can of cashews in a movie size box of Raisinets, and like a movie size box of peanut M&Ms per quart bag. I mean, I thought about just eating them individually. Like, I thought, well, I can mix these all together and make like a kind of a trail mix. So sort of like that. Sorry, Linda. It was it was pretty good. I ate a couple handfuls. I still got like 2/3 of the bag left. Oh, you saying you would eat the whole bag? I mean, I probably could, but I'd be really miserable if I did. So I might have eaten more but I had just eaten supper, so I really wasn't that hungry. But okay, Linda, go get you something to eat. Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost 8 o'clock here. I ate about, I don't know, a couple hours ago.
So what'd you go shopping for?
Nothing in particular. Um, I wanted to check some prices out on I was wanting to get another DVD player. I just was in there looking around, and I just bought some. I needed a new light bulb and a aluminum foil and some other just stuff like that. I got some uh little bitty thing of blackberry preserves and just little snacks and uh, I don't know what else. I can't remember what else I got now. So I got some dish soap and just stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't got the T. I'm thinking about getting. Yeah, that's why I was looking at the DVD players because I'm still thinking about getting that TV. I haven't bought it yet, but should I get the TV, I'm going to go back and get that DVD player because they had some basic ones for like $35 down there. Actually, I think one of them was Blu-ray, but it was a brand I'm not familiar with, and I don't know if I want to go down that road again because I've gotten burned before like that with these brands that are unknown. I know. Oh man, I just don't know. I probably am going to. I just haven't decided.
That's cute, Deidre. Your birthday wants you to get it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it always comes down to that. Do I really need this? Or do I really not need this?
Troy, I
Uh,
can make you feel real good.
How's that?
We asked the hubby today. My daughter called. I asked. You'll never believe what he wants.
Mm, yeah, I'm assuming it isn't a tool.
Socks.
What? Whoa, that's unusual.
That's what I told him. I says, you can have the socks anytime. He said, well, you asked me what I needed. And I said, well, what, besides that, what do you want? All I
Yeah.
want is socks.
Socks is like the generic Christmas present when you don't know what to get somebody, you know.
I know, Deidre. What am I going to do with him?
I didn't expect you to say that.
No.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm glad. Yeah, I bought a pair of socks. That's the other thing. I bought a pair of socks down there, one pair. And I bought a T-shirt, just a plain T-shirt. Well, it's blue, but
I think he probably will have to get the, like the really, really, like the prepared Christians talking about the nice socks. Uh, you know, um, uh, he wears a boot, and those cheaper socks, just don't hold up.
yeah,
So I think I will go try to find him some good socks, the really, really good ones.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
And once we're out, he'll probably think of something. But anyway, my daughter today, she sent money for Mother's Day and for his birthday and said for us to go out and eat. And she said at a really nice place. And she said, if that's not enough, let me know what she said, well, I know what you want, Mom. She said, yeah, I know you want some big fancy plant. And I go, you got it. I probably will be, since she's, insisting, I probably will be getting one of those big fancy hibiscus trees.
Oh, okay. You ever tried growing one of those miniature lemon or orange trees, like in your little greenhouse?
The miniature what?
You know, they make like a miniature lemon tree. It's not supposed. It doesn't grow. I don't. It may be a. I guess it would be a hybrid. You probably don't want that, but they make something that's you could grow in a greenhouse without it getting too tall.
Mm-hmm.
like a lemon tree. They got a lemon and an orange.
Yeah, I think I've seen them.
Yeah.
Oh, Prepare Christian said that the Duluth Trading would be a good place, and it
Yeah.
probably would.
Yeah. Their North Face, they make premium products too.
Yeah, and by the way, anyone that hasn't checked out the Prepared Christians channel, he has an excellent channel. And I did subscribe to your channel because it looked like you had a lot of good of good things in there where you're talking about, um, they're like reviews. And so if you guys want to check out the Prepared Christian, and we're very glad that you came in. I think you're new. I don't recall seeing you before. You might have come in. My memory's not that great. A layman's trip, yeah, that would work too. Yeah, I have that one lemon tree I was telling you about that's not doing real well.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it is your first time. Yeah, well, welcome. And of course, that soldier poet up on panel, and he
Hmm.
did type a little bit earlier. So,
Yeah, I just got you a prepared Christian. Um,
and I'll be over on your channel and make sure I watch a video and make a comment to make sure that that subscription sticks. Because if you don't do that, YouTube will take it away from you.
hmm.
Yes, we're very glad you're here.
I don't know how tall banana trees grow, but I don't think they grow real tall, do they? Are you familiar with that?
I think they are tall.
They are pretty tall. I wasn't totally sure. Um, I know there's some different varieties like that are smaller bananas, and
Mhm.
you ever seen it? I've seen those. Um,
Yes, I did see them.
I don't know if they grow taller or not. I'm not sure, but I didn't think they got super tall. But maybe I could be wrong. Well, I thought maybe if you had enough room, you could grow one of those. If
That's
you
an
should,
They might have one smaller.
yeah.
We eat a lot of bananas.
I do too. I'd probably eat more bananas than any other fruit, actually.
Yeah, I planted my lemon tree from a seed. His orange plant he planted 2 years ago. It's probably as big as my lemon tree that I planted 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know what happened to it. It is not doing well.
Mm.
It never did do well, though, from the time it came up.
My ex, her grandmother had a pomegranate tree in her yard, and it had lots of pomegranates on it. It'd been there a long time. She
Hmm.
planted it years ago.
I only have one peach tree up here on my on the hill here, but I've got tons of other trees, throughout the farm.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of black walnut trees.
Yeah. Yeah, remember I told you they cut that big mulberry tree down right here. I
Yeah.
guess I think maybe it was interfering with the sewer lines, or I'm not sewer lines, but the septic system here. 'Cause
Well,
we have city sewer. Because a few days later, in fact, it was just 2 days ago, they drilled a big hole like right where it was and put a manhole right there. So I dug down into and did something right there. So I don't know. It must have been, you know how those roots will get into everything.
yeah.
But fortunately, there's another one not far from there. They left it alone. So maybe I'll be able to get a few of those mulberries off there.
You just got me thinking about my peach tree. Is it too close to my septic?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, not all trees are, you know that. Not all trees are as bad as others about when
Yeah,
it comes to that. But uh,
I think I'm all right.
yeah. And I don't know about a peach tree, and I can't remember which one that my dad was telling me a few years ago. It's really bad about getting into the septic system, but I can't remember now.
Adidra raised her avocado tree from a seed.
I did that one time too, but we accidentally left it outside when it's getting cold and it killed it.
Mm-hmm. You know, I had two of those hibiscus trees, the really, really pretty ones, rare. And I had them for about 10 years.
Hmm.
Just kept putting them in bigger pots, bigger pots. And it got to where hubby had a hard time. I didn't have my back porch at the time, so he had to take them and put them in the basement. And I saw him struggle and struggle with those. And I finally said, no, I'm just going to let him stay out because he had hernia surgery.
Oh yeah.
I says, no, He says, I can get it down. And I go, nope, I am not jeopardizing your surgery. So I
Hmm.
let him die.
Yeah.
There's just some things more important.
Oh yeah. True. Definitely.
Yeah, the willows, oh my gosh. They will definitely go toward the water.
Now the willow. We was just talking about plants the other day. Willow tree, if I'm not mistaken, that's where acetylsalicylic acid. That's a long word. Comes from. In other words, aspirin.
Hmm.
Aspirin is made from that compound
Hmm.
of willow trees. Originally, that's where it was discovered at.
I believe that.
Yeah, and it's in the bark or something is where it's at, I believe. The white willow specifically, I believe. Willow tea, yeah, willow tea would bring fevers down and for pain relief, which is what aspirin does.
Yep. Were your parents into uh, herbal medicines and things like that?
No, not herbal medicine, but they're big gardeners though. They have been. Um, well, my dad slowed down a little bit, but he did tell me today. I talked with him today. He said he is going to have a garden this year. But no, as far as some herbal stuff, no, not really. Back in the '90s, they did get into that wheatgrass sort of stuff when it was
Yeah.
popular. They got into that stuff, but I think they didn't stay in it, but maybe 2 or 3 years and quit doing it. But
Hmm.
outside of that, I don't think so. Actually, I drank some of it years ago when I was in my early 20s. It tastes like you're drinking pure chlorophyll. It's disgusting, really bad.
Oh, yeah. I used to put it in my smoothies.
I hate that. Ooh, it's nasty.
I made
I'm,
it too.
I mean, you might as well go out in the yard and grab a hunk of grass and start eating. That's what it tastes like to me.
It's supposed to be like super, super, super nutritious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right up there with moringa. Right under moringa. Wow. I think the nutritional value of moringa. I think that's how the starving nations survive. Is they're smart enough, uh, you know, to eat the moringa.
Hey, Rosanna.
Oh, you drink moringa? Moringa tea? Yeah, I have it in a powder I put in my smoothies.
What exactly is that?
Well, it's like a tree.
I
A
thought you were, for a minute, I thought you were saying meringue. I'm like, I like meringue. No, but that's not, that's not the same thing. My mind's on something else, on dessert. No, I knew it was something healthy. It
Yeah,
just sounded like meringue when you first said it.
the nutritional value of it is like off the charts.
Hmm. Okay.
And I think that's how those poor nations, that don't have enough food or don't eat
Yeah.
the right food or whatever, uh, Africa, India, and all those places. I think it maybe India more so.
Hmm. Yeah, egg whites are healthy. That's right. So I was almost right. It's not. Yeah, like India, they so much of their diet just comes from white rice, and think you can't live on white rice. I mean, by itself. I mean, you can, but your health's gonna suffer.
Yeah, I think the vitamin C alone like blows away. I don't know how many oranges or
Oh, okay.
the comparison is, you know, and plus it has, I guess, so many nutrients in it, and they're all high in number.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I have that. Only thing is, it doesn't have a long shelf life. But I guess anything that's that highly nutritional probably does go bad.
Hmm. What do you think about this new? Well, it's not necessarily. It's fairly new trend, but I've been trying to push it, I guess, for maybe 5, 6, 7 years. But the insect flour. What do you think about that? Try to help feed the masses.
The what?
It's called insect flour. It's flour made from cooked and dried dehydrated insects, locusts, crickets, all sorts of things, because they're so high in protein, ounce for ounce, more than beef.
No, thank you. I'll pass. Okay, Deidre says she's looking at her can of moringa powder, and it has
Oh, okay.
90 plus nutrients and 8 essential amino acids.
Okay.
And the vitamin C content is probably sky high, isn't it, Deidre? No, we are not going there. So,
I think you could. I don't think you necessarily eat it at spot, so you can mix it in with regular flour, cornmeal, and it's supposed to boost it to give you more protein or something like that, as I
well,
remember.
l- look at what all they try to push on us. I draw the line there.
Yeah, I mean, if they were not, treated, or if they were natural insects, I wouldn't have a problem with it, as long as they're not did no, as long as you didn't do something to them, you know.
I think that's the United Nations trying to push that garbage on
It
us
probably is. It probably is. But
because they're always trying to push, uh, telling people they could eat insects and think, no, why don't you eat them?
yeah, I bet if their little dinners, they're all eating lobster and prime rib and stuff, probably.
You got it.
Yes, would you like some yellow potatoes, sir, with your prime rib, and how about some asparagus too?
Right. Well, thank you, Prepared Christian. I am really glad you stopped in. Enjoyed
Yeah,
it very much.
just about got choked on a gnat.
It's got vitamin B12, she said.
Oh yeah, okay. Yes, good to meet you, prepared Christian.
Rosanna says, I heard if you have thyroid issues, not to take it.
Okay.
It might be so. That might have something in it that I'm not sure. I know I take it, but I don't have to worry about my thyroid.
Hmm.
Rosanna, I missed you slipping in on me. And how are you, Rosanna?
Hey, Deidre, I accidentally swallowed a bee one time. I didn't want to, but I don't know what I was doing, but it's been probably 20 years ago. It just sort of flew in my mouth and I swallowed it. It didn't even sting me or anything. Which was amazing. But I knew it was a bee.
Oh, I've been going 2 hours. Fantastic. Since I come on most every night, I don't go as long anymore. And it seems like I enjoy the chats. Well, I always enjoy them, but it seems like it affects me less and it doesn't interfere with my life enough to stop my gardening. So I think I am going to keep them short. Um, and um, and still come on most every night.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Deidre.
Hi, thinking, how are you? And welcome. So, what do you think of that, Troy? Does that sound like a good plan?
I think that's a better plan. You won't get as fatigued um, mentally or physically.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll get like burnout
Yeah.
to where I say, nope, I hate YouTube. I'm never going on again. And
Yeah, right. I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, Thinking House, good to see you.
because I guarantee you, the longer I stay on, people will come and go uh, as long as I'm on. And, uh, you know, sometimes a goodly amount of chatters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that at what toll for me, because it's harder than you think to host, uh, a live stream.
Yeah. It's true. Thinking How, my name is Troy, and I'm fixed to put my channel right there. That's my channel name, Soldier Port. Yeah, I do, Rosanna. Was gonna do one maybe tomorrow. But I still don't know if I'm going to though. Yeah, I do them. I hadn't done one in about 3 months though.
You think you're doing one tomorrow?
Well, I
So
was thinking about it. I don't know. I've got things to do. I don't know if I'm going to.
if you do, will you please email me?
I will. Yeah.
Because wherever I'm at, I can turn you on. Even if I'm out in the yard or shopping, I can at least, come on and watch you. And um, even if I'm on my phone,
Okay.
because I'd feel really, really bad if I missed it.
Oh, don't worry. If you miss it, it ain't no big deal. But I appreciate that.
As often as you come to mine, and as good as you are to come up on panel, If I missed it, I would be devastated.
I know, but if you're not feeling well or you just don't have, I mean, I'm going to try to email you, but if you're not feeling well, that's no big deal. Trust me, I'm not that kind of person. But no,
You know what? You're just like me. I tell people I expect nothing. If you have the time, come see me. But, never any pressure.
right.
You're the same way, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
No, and Deidre's always uh, looking out for me. Deidre's a sharp cookie. Uh,
Hmm.
she had her eyes on that troll. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the one last night, I guess.
she put those eyeballs up to tell him, hey, we're on to you. One bad step and you're out.
Yeah, and it was like the next thing he said. It's like it's like she put the eyes up there, and then it's like he said something like, I guess he just did it to be spiteful. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I kind of knew it was coming because he comes in asking those questions,
Yeah,
and that is a earmark of one of them,
yeah,
the calling card.
yeah.
Because, like I said, any of the people in the chat um, could ask any question they want to, and they know it. But somebody new coming in, no, that's not cool.
Mm-mm.
No, you should come in and get yourself known and say hi, hello.
I know.
Hey, Marie. Welcome, Marie. Good to see you.
I mean, it's like even if you do feel passionate about something, right? You don't come in right off the bat like you're saying. I'm a devout Christian, but I would not come straight into a live stream that I've never been on and say, "Is everybody in here saved? If you're not, you're going to hell."
Right.
I wouldn't do that.
I know.
I mean, that's the same equivalent about what he was doing, more or less.
Yeah, right. No, you come in, you get to know everybody, hello, and no, if you did that, Troy, you would be mainly, in my opinion, I'm not saying you would do this, but anybody that would, you would kind of be asking for controversy.
That's right.
And, you could probably say that with the group that's in here right now. I'm pretty sure. Uh,
Yeah, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't approach anybody like that.
but the thing of it is, I know that every one of these people would agree with you, but no, you don't walk into sign into a chat and start saying controversial things.
Yeah. How you
Uh,
doing, Marie?
a high number of the people that come into my chat are Christians,
Yeah.
and I've often wondered how that happened. Um, I guess you just attract certain people. Maybe you're real welcoming to these. I don't know.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, I do. I'm good, Marie.
You make them feel welcome, and they know that if they want to speak about their faith, they can.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to put them down. Or nobody, not in this channel. And nobody's going to throw them out. Nobody's going to time them out.
Right.
Like Rosanna says, people just know.
Yeah, they know. I mean, eh, I try to treat the way I treat people, and I try to treat everybody fairly and with respect, and that's the kind of channels that I gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that comes in is not a Christian. And that's
Right.
fine because how do we know a little bit of that won't rub off on them?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right, Marie. Birds of a feather do stick together. Yeah. And I do have a goodly amount of tolerance with what people say. I allow people to express themselves as long as it's not vulgar.
Right.
Usually, though, once they find out exactly what kind of channel we are, they usually just quit coming if they're, you know, and then I get more Christians. So, you know, fine.
Yeah. I was on a live stream, not my own, but a friend of mine about a month and a half ago, and somebody came in that turned out to be a troll, but they were acting legit at first, and then they started arguing with me about, was Jesus real? He was saying it's just historically people didn't even know. Some historians say he really wasn't a real person. Then it turns out he didn't really want to debate that. He just started out all this troll stuff, so he got, of course, blocked. So they slip in there like that, wanting to have a legit, like a debate, and then they turn out just saying all sorts of horrible things.
Yeah. Well, see, even Marie, even the low lives, when they come in, I don't know if you've noticed, but if they do come in, they know they have to behave, and they know I keep a certain standard. Um, so because I know I've had a few known low lives, as we call them, as some might call them, and they are ever so respectful in here because they know that that's the kind of channel I have. And so, as long as they're respectful, they are welcome. And you never know what seed that we may plant
Right.
and
That's
how
right.
it might become watered on down the road. And so, yeah. Well, I have not noticed anything like that, Marie. But you would if it happens to you, you would notice it. But when I go into a room, I'm usually like someone else's. I'm usually treated quite well, and not too many people make fun of me. I usually go with the flow a little bit, and if it's very bad, yes, I will have to leave.
Oh yeah, I've had to leave live streams before because
Yeah.
it was getting a little too vulgar for me. So I just leave.
The thing of it is, if I go into a place and it hurts my soul, if my soul will tell me, "Ew," you know,
Mm-hmm.
your soul is hurting
Mm-hmm.
because it's against everything. Well, thank you, Marie,
That's
and
right.
I love you too. Um, that you get away from, even if that's at a restaurant. If you're too close to somebody and your soul is hurting, get away. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's that Holy Spirit talking to you.
Yep. Definitely.
But I generally get along with everyone, absolutely everyone.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it's not. I usually don't unfollow somebody on Instagram or unsupport somebody on YouTube unless they do something just really violates my beliefs.
if they hurt your soul.
Right, like you said, like I unfollowed somebody recently on Instagram because they posted a picture where she was like had got some new earrings, and they were like those pentagrams, those satanic pentagrams. She was showing them all. Like, okay, that just crossed the line. I can't follow somebody who wears that kind of stuff.
Now, do you think that person knew what those stood for?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I do. I totally do.
Uh-huh.
Because that sort of, well, I won't say that's not what her channel is necessarily about, but she sort of has that personality and dresses that. I don't know how you could not know what that is. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I just, that repels me. Anything satanic repels me.
Yeah.
As a Christian, I mean, I'm not going to play that. I just don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Welcome,
You?
Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
320's back too.
Hey, 320.
Yeah, well, what was that you were talking about the other day, Soldier? That Jesus was praying for the very people that were about to put him to death.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Deidre wants to know if you ride a motorcycle.
No, I have before. I don't have one though. I haven't ridden one in a long time.
Well, I'm going to shock you all. And I've had a motorcycle endorsement on my driver's license for maybe 40, 45 years.
I've had one on mine since 1987. But like I said, I've only ridden them a few times. I've never owned a motorcycle.
Oh, my husband actually bought me several motorcycles. He liked us to ride together.
Yeah.
Nowadays, no. Mm-mm. Even if I was able to ride one, my nerves couldn't take it. But in my younger days, I thought it was cool riding, with the wind blowing,
Yeah.
We took several mini trips, overnight trips.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one time we went, my parents took the kids. Yeah, Deidre, I was. And we took off and we went 1,000 miles. And I remember back in those days, we tried to get a motel room, and they saw our helmets and our gear, and they says, "We don't rent to people like you." And I thought, oh my goodness, they think we're bums. And so we would have to stop at, these. I don't think back then they even had these huge roadside rests. They just had little picnic tables on the side of the road. And we would stop there, and people would ask us, like, did we sleep under, under park benches and on picnic tables? And I said, if they really had any brains, they would maybe think that we were well dressed and our motorcycles were brand new, that perhaps we could also afford a house.
Mm-hmm.
But that never entered their mind. They just assumed we were hippies.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But my husband and I just like to ride together. And yeah, we were absolutely refused motel rooms.
That is something.
But anyway, I have that as an experience that I can remember. It was lovely. He and I riding. Sometimes we rode side by side, and sometimes, You know, him in front of me, and sometimes me in front of him. And we didn't have cell phones. We had to use our hands as signals.
This, I just, I mean, it's not like y'all walked in there. I'm assuming this is the days of like what the flower children and all that
It
during
was
that time.
it was in the 70s, the mid
I was gonna
70s.
say, y'all didn't walk in there with flowers and a joint behind your ear or nothing
No,
like that, did you? I mean, why would they were just being really picky? Wow.
you know, they just no, they did a lot of assuming there,
I'm telling you.
because actually we were very responsible. We had 2 children and a house, and took care of our family, our parents, our grandparents, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just a vacation for us. Yeah, Marie, she understands. Motorcycles were they were motorcyclists were considered outlaws. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I could see that.
But no way would I get on one and get on the highway now. Yeah, people are just too crazy.
Yeah.
Deidre, people would not believe it, would they? Some of the things I've done. Yeah. Uh, you know, people tend to think that I've always lived up on a hill with my husband, you know, all by ourselves with no neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of your business. Hello and welcome. And where have you been? I have missed you. Glad you stopped in. None of your business. And do you know our soldier poet? He's up on panel.
I don't believe I've ever met them before.
I don't think you have.
Well, it's good to meet you.
We've been friends quite a while. And she stops in every now and then. Yeah, Deidre, I think you could tell us a thing or two also. I can just tell by some of your comments that you would have a best-selling book also. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She knows an awful lot, don't she?
Yeah, she does. She sure does.
She's a very wise lady.
Mm-hmm. Oh, some of the stories I could tell you from when I was in the military would shock you, but
Probably.
some of them are funny now to looking back on, but they weren't funny at the time though.
Hmm. And that was all my husband's doings. Uh, he insisted on buying me a motorcycle, several of them, you know, at different times. I didn't want them. I want you to go ride with your buddies. I want to
Hmm.
ride with you. You got all kind of motorcycle friends. Go ride with them. You know, but I want you to.
Yeah.
Yes, Rosanna. When you get older, you have to have a few good stories under your belt. There you go, Marie. Just looking out your window. I'm sure you could write a book and it would probably shock everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, Deidre, I had my own bike. Hubby insisted on it, and he bought the prettiest purple ones, shiny purple. I remember he bought this one. It was a 400 I think it was a Kawasaki electric start. So I wouldn't have to kick on it, you know. I could just use the key. to start it because, that kickback. I told him I didn't like that kickback, so he'd buy the ones that you could start with a key.
Yeah.
No, some people don't need a TV.
Right. Yeah, it gets lively around here sometimes.
Oh yeah.
This is a neighborhood I live in. You don't walk around at night. Let me put it that way, because it's not unusual to hear gunshots um, quite a bit.
Oh, this place where I live, the biggest excitement is watching the grass grow.
Yeah,
And I like it. I love the boring life it is.
yeah,
According to some people, I find it exciting, but uh, I just love to watch the grass grow. And if there's not any fussing and fighting around me, that's all the better.
see, that's what I'm looking forward to one day. I pray I can have that.
You guys have to remember, I did grow up in the city of Detroit. And when we got married, we moved to the suburbs. And we always had a nice suburban life to raise our kids.
Yeah,
And until we moved here. So we were always like around a bunch of people in Michigan. So we just thought, wow, this is great down here. And after 12, 13 years, wait a minute, I can figure it out. I'm coming up to the anniversary of buying this house. It was in May of '07. Now, how long has it been since I bought it?
12 years.
Okay, 12 years. However, we didn't actually move into it till a year later. I would come down here and work on the house. I would come down, stay 2 weeks, go back home 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah,
Because he couldn't retire till '08. So we've lived here 11, but we have owned it 12.
oh yeah, okay.
Okay, Miss Linda, I can do that. Oh, that's so hilarious. Thanks, Linda. That's funny. Thank you for that cute little email. Oh, 320. I am in southeastern Kentucky.
I don't, Linda. I don't have one.
I don't have one. What is it? Is that phone that thing that you check your health and it's a watch?
Yeah, it's like a watch. Yeah.
No, I don't have one. That'd be one more thing to harness me with. And I try to stay away from that.
Yeah, I just when I exercise, I just reach up and check my carotid artery. That's usually enough. and check my real watch. That tells
Yeah,
me what I need to know.
yeah. 320 where I live, it's close to not too far from the Tennessee line, and it's it runs not too far from I-75, which runs north and south and kind of splits. I don't know how many states. Uh, I think I'm about 35 miles, maybe 40 from the Tennessee state line. So I am extreme southern Kentucky. And I love the climate here. Well, God bless you too, Marie.
Good night, Marie.
And thank you for stopping in. And there is Alex Americano again. Hello and welcome, Alex. People are getting to know you.
Hey, Alex.
And by coming in, people do get to know you. So, um, let me check something here.
Yeah, I didn't know Walmart made a their own brand of Fitbit either. I hope it's not Equate or something like. They don't name it that, do they? Like their other products.
So, Ashley, you did receive that coin. So, uh, I think I saw it earlier. If you're still around, and that way I can erase your address. I can delete it. Yeah, oh yeah, I think I did. I do remember we even talked about it. She said she liked it. So bless her heart, she was tickled.
Oh, you know what I meant to do today? I meant to, when I was down, I was going to go by the bank and look for those. Ask them if they had any of those rolls of $50 and forgot to. See if I could find me some silver $50 in there.
You say they were before 1968?
Uh, 64 and back are 90% from, I think, 65 to 69 or 40%.
And you asked for $50.
Yeah, just ask them, do you have any rolls or loose $50? And sometimes they'll have some loose ones. Sometimes they'll have the whole roll. And I cannot remember what the whole roll. It's like maybe it's $25 or something, $20. I can't remember, but
Mm-hmm. Gives you something to do, don't it?
yeah, I mean the odds are much higher that you'll find something a $50 versus a quarter or a dime. Those are very rare now to find.
You see why we like our soldier poet on panel? He can talk coins, He can
Help.
talk God. He can talk food. He can
Mm-hmm.
garden. Uh, you name it, the guy is well versed in everything.
I'm just a regular jack of all trades and master of none. No, I do know a little. I like to read and keep up on things. But I've been into coins my whole life, pretty much. So
Oh, Ashley, I just wanted to tell you that I'll be erasing your address, sweetheart, because I know you said you received it, my package. And Deidre will be right back. The reason I say that, Ashley, is I must disclose what I do with the information that I gain from my friends. Okay. Did you know that, soldier?
what's that?
You have to disclose how you'll be trading any information that you get from your the people on your channel.
No.
Um, like whether you're going to be using it for this, that, and that. I just tell people, look, I'm going to erase it.
Oh yeah.
I just want it for the purpose of sending you something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've pretty much. I am going to. I think eventually make some channel stickers, and those I will have to mail out. But I've decided if I do any like giveaways on my channel, it's probably going to be all electronic, like PayPal money or Amazon codes and stuff like that. I don't have to mail that out.
Right.
I can just email it to somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody likes money. I mean, that's what everybody really wants anyway. Yeah, a lot of the channels I support, a lot of them do trivia or like trivia live streams, and they have little prizes and all sorts of things like that. And they do that. So I hadn't thought about doing that with my channel, except there's a catch, and it's Bible trivia. So brush up on your Bible study.
Oh boy.
So I know. So because the first person that types it in there, they're the winner. So you may have time to Google it, and you might not. If somebody already knows it, then they're going to beat you to it. So, and some of it will be easy. Some of the questions will be easy. Some won't be.
Look at there at 3:20. She ought to be ashamed of herself.
Brisket. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Mmm.
Could I eat that? Mm-mm. I love brisket.
Me
And
too.
cooked in that Instapot, it is scrumptious. Well, brisket's good, just good any way you can get it,
Any way you can get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You should be thoroughly ashamed, 320. Making us all jealous. Oh, poor girl. She's eating it cold. You're not too lazy, honey. You're overworked and tired. How hard you work. Bless your heart.
Yeah. I don't think the questions will be so easy, such as
Well,
what was the name of Adam's wife. It won't be that easy, but but it'll be some of them will be fairly easy.
I had a PlayStation a long time ago, and I had my kids were over and their wives and their friends. And let's see, it was one of those game show uh, cartridges that you put in them or whatever. It was, what's that really famous one? The game shows.
A trivia game show.
Yeah.
Jeopardy?
Yeah, Jeopardy.
Yeah.
So one of the subjects was Bible. And as soon as I asked the question, I popped the answer out. And my kids were, huh? You know all that? And the whole room like went, huh? And I go, what? If you read your Bible, you know this stuff.
Right. And I can imagine on Jeopardy, they probably didn't get real hard because, many people don't even know the easy answers. They don't even know the easy stuff.
Yeah.
They never study their Bible.
But you know what, soldier? You know, it's really hard for me to pull information out of my brain. I think I've explained it to you before. I do have chemo brain.
Mm-hmm.
I fish for words. Okay, the information is in my brain. But when I try to pull it out and speak, there is a disconnection somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. That's why I say the wrong words sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because I can't. Now, here's something cool. When I'm writing, I can write like a champ. I use the exact words that I should use, and I write very impressively. I took journalism in school, and
Mm-hmm.
plus I was very good in all my English classes. And somehow, I can write real well, but when it comes to speaking, there is a disconnect.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
So in other words, I won't be winning any prizes because I'll have to think real fast. And by the time it comes out of my brain and to where I can write it, if I have to use any speed, I won't be winning.
Well, it might be so. It could be one of the harder ones that nobody knows that you know,
That's true too.
and then you'll have time to answer it.
Right.
Because they'll all be trying to Google it. It takes it's not that fast. If
Mhm.
somebody really already knew it, you're gonna beat the people who are trying to Google something.
Yeah. I can't remember names, so that's
Yeah.
where you get me.
Oh well. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But you know what? It might be a good exercise for me to keep me um, uh, refreshed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Deidre, I was talking about trivia, like a trivia giveaway. I've been on channels where they have trivia games and they give prizes away. And I was thinking about doing one on my channel, except it'll be Bible trivia. And the way it works on other channels is the first person to type the first answer I see on the chat will be the winner. So, and there'll be different prizes.
Yep. That will keep me sharp.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those few people that absolutely love the Old Testament.
Oh, there'll be both. There'll be both testaments in there.
Yep. You know what was funny, soldier? My whole life, I never cared to delve into the Old Testament. And then about, I'd say about 15 years ago, I fell in love with it.
Yeah, it's great reading. It is.
Yeah.
And some of the stories some of them are just hard to wrap your head around. The
Yeah.
stuff people would do, and it's just, well, I guess there's nothing new under the sun, as Solomon said, but it's just the stuff people, oh man. I don't want to get into the stories on here, but anybody, you know what I mean. There's just some
Yeah.
really bizarre stuff in there.
Well, what I found remarkable was the fact that all this wonderful history was handed down from generation to generation, and because they didn't have the internet back then, and the family uh, community has stayed that way up until my generation. And that's when everyone wanted to move off and be, but and then the communities, the family community got much smaller.
Yeah,
And that would probably happen because of the automobile.
that's true. I think that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So now people are missing the family history lessons,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to get it from Google.
Which is, yeah, which is not good.
No, because whatever Google wants you to see is what they're going to put out there. And people, if they put too much stock in Google, they could go the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's too much censorship, and free speech is under attack all over social media. And
Yeah.
my thing is this, I don't care if you're liberal or conservative. I think everybody should have a voice. I don't care.
Yep.
I may not agree with you, but I think you should still have a voice. So,
That was how I grew up,
yeah.
soldier.
Well, I mean, like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, they're all messing around. What's going to happen eventually is the federal government's going to get involved in this, and they're going to start regulating them like they do the power company, the gas company, water company. They're going to start regulating, and they're going to make them reverse these policies where they can't ban certain people. That's what's going to happen. Because right now they're private companies; they can do what they want to do. But
Yeah.
see, the reason I say this because social media has such a direct impact on society that I think it's going to come to that. They're going to regulate them
The
and
only
tax
thing
them.
they're giving so much power to other countries to, where we're becoming global,
Yeah,
and other countries are dictating what we hold as valued in our country, freedom of speech.
I know.
And other countries don't have that. And so when these other countries dictate how the rules are going to go, it's not going to be good for us.
No, it's not. I mean, you just touched on something a while ago. The United Nations and the European Union both, they do everything they can to squash free speech.
Yes.
They do, and it's trying to spill over here. And I pray we have leaders long enough to who back up the First Amendment of our Constitution, and we should
Yeah.
always have free speech.
Well, see, the United Nations has already demanded that we all be disarmed. But see, they can't execute their laws until it's ratified by the United States Congress.
And it won't be either. Not for a long time, I don't think.
Well, until they're bought off.
Yeah. Let's pray that don't happen anytime soon.
Yeah. And of course, it would have to be, ratified by the president also.
I think. Well, I think the both parties and the president, and they all know, no matter who the president's going, they all know that if they ever ratify that, it's gonna be very, very bad.
Yes.
I know you know what I mean. It's gonna be very,
Yes, I
very
know
bad.
what you mean.
There's too many um, people in this country who own firearms, legally own firearms.
Yep.
And and they're not going to give them up. I mean,
Nope. No, they're not.
yeah, I've had this discussion with people before, and they're like, "What?" And I've tried to tell them. I said, I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because they know they're just not going to do it. I mean, they know what that would mean.
Yeah. And they will be having a fight on their
Well,
hands.
they would, and being a veteran myself, I can tell you. I mean, I wouldn't fight my own citizens. When I was a soldier, I ain't gonna attack my own citizens,
There
my
you
own people.
Yep.
I mean, that's just they're not going to do it. I mean, you're going to always have some crazy people that would, but I mean, most of the military they won't attack their own people.
That's right. They won't.
Yeah,
So
um,
uh, let me go one step further. It's why they're trying to replace in these smart cities. They're trying to replace your local police with United Nations troops.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much: if it's any indication how United Nations troops work, they're not real effective. Let me put it that way.
No, they're not.
In fact, they're downright pathetic, honestly.
Yeah, and they're everywhere they go. Like if they go to overseas, uh, they're so mean to the people.
They are, but when it comes down to a downright firefight, they get their butt kicked every time, or they just won't fight at all. They just run.
Right.
They did that in Bosnia. They didn't want to fight.
Yep.
But even if you can get a force together, um, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about some UN force.
Yep. Like 320 says, come and take it. Ammo
Yeah,
first, right? Yeah, you can have them ammo first.
yeah, that's right. You know, Nick and I were talking about this. I think it was the first night I was on your live stream. Nick and I were talking about this. If you look at the UK, the United States, Israel, Russia, those are some fine militaries. But outside of that, there's not a lot of really elite militaries out there. I, maybe China, but they still technology wise, But that's why the UN, they just without the United States and the UK, they don't have any real military power. And I don't think Russia cares anything about the UN, quite frankly. But
No, they don't.
no, they don't care nothing about them.
So yeah, they're trying to rush it, but the people they know the people aren't willing, but they're trying to head in that direction.
Yeah.
See, when you push it too hard, the people rebel.
Yeah. Well, the people in the UK voted for that Brexit. Now that government they got over there now they're trying to back it. They're trying to get out of that. It's like they don't even care what the people think. Forget about the people think. The people want to leave the people in the UK want to leave the EU, but now that government over there that's in power, they don't want to.
Uh-huh.
Now that's just that's just thumbing your nose up in the people's face.
Yep. They don't care what the people think.
No, and I don't blame the reason they voted to leave the EU is because the people of the UK are tired of being stepped all over. They're tired of being told what to do by the rest of these European countries.
Well, they let some of the people in the European Union. I was in a discussion forum one time, and they said that the people in Brussels
Mm-hmm.
was dictating Like how many spatulas they could have in their kitchen.
I know. Yeah, you're right. That's where the headquarters is in Brussels, Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a few people in Brussels, yeah, dictating all this silly nonsense
Yep.
about, yeah.
So of course they're going to rebel.
And it was just a few months ago, I saw there was a movement in Italy and I'm trying to remember the other country that they're wanting to leave too.
Yep. I mean, that's a bit much when they want to get into your business that much.
Yeah. Yeah, our country's got its problems, but we still got the best country in the world. We still have more freedoms than most people.
Yes, we do.
Welcome back, Linda.
Yes, Linda, welcome back.
You're talking about the firearms. I mean, here you can have a pistol on your out in the open on your hip and a holster here
You can't.
legally, yeah.
And I think I told you before that our governor just declared that you don't even need a license now.
Yeah, I don't think you do either, as long as it can be seen. Like
No,
here, you got to host it, but if you got it concealed now, you still have to have one in
you
Alabama.
you don't here in Kentucky.
You're saying you don't even have to have it for concealed?
Nope.
Wow.
He just declared that or something, made the law,
Oh,
whatever.
that is something. Yeah.
Because my husband just got his license. It seemed like a month later, the governor said, nope, don't even need a concealed license.
Oh, wow. I'm thinking like in Alaska, it's like that. Because I saw a show about the Alaska state troopers.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if a Alaska state trooper pulls you over, you need to tell them right up front, I have a gun in my glove
Yeah.
compartment, whatever. As long as you tell them that, you're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 320 is she's saying seriously a spatula? Yes, they were getting that picky.
Yeah, that's right. Frequent. They may not want you eating too many hamburgers. That's not good for you.
They want
Yeah.
you to bugs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, it's like I don't agree eating too many hamburgers. Just like I don't agree drinking sodas every day, right? But there's places that tax sodas now. I don't agree. I don't think you should be drinking sodas all day. But if as an American, if that's what you want to do, that's your right.
Bingo. That's how I feel. I should be hitting my 3-hour mark anytime.
You probably already are. Let me see. Nope, I don't see it yet. Still says 2.
Because it was a little after 7. By the time I got everything set up, it might have been 7:15, 7:20. But the 3-hour will be coming up. And guess where old Elegant's going?
Going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just might. Yeah, 320 says the Second Amendment is my license.
Yeah.
7 watching, 25 likes in 2 hours. Yeah, that should be flipped there. It just flipped over. Yeah, I knew it a little after. Yeah, for some reason I can see that.
I just saw that. I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it flip over.
Yeah, I was able to, today I'm able to see it. Normally I can't. Yep, so I'm going to be getting off of here because I got mega work tomorrow. Mega of stuff that I want to get done. Whether I get it done or not, we'll see. But I will. I am coming on every night, anywhere between 7 and 9 o'clock. I wished I could be more, consistent, but I can't.
That's fine.
Soldier, if you come on, you email me,
Okay, I will.
and everyone say their goodbyes for now. And may God bless each and every one of you richly and abundantly.
Yep. Good night, everybody. It's good seeing you.
Thank you all for stopping in. You're very, very appreciated.
Take care, everybody.
Good night.